Hey everyone, welcome to the channel, Love is Greater Than Fear Development. I am so happy that you have found your way here, and I would just like to say the fact that you are here, gaining this additional knowledge and greater insights, a new perspective into your child's development is such a lovely gift that you are giving to your child. So on those days that are a little more tricky, that we all have, just remember that, and what a lovely gift you are giving to your child and to yourself as well. So I would also just ask that if you do find value in the information I'm sharing or the channel, if you would kindly like and subscribe, that would be amazing, because that would be an opportunity to reach more parents and therefore help more children, or to be able to reach more people that work with children. So thank you for considering that. It is a new channel and I would greatly appreciate that. So today we are going to talk about separation anxiety, and this is, a pretty big one because most children go through it at some point. It can be very, very tricky for parents. So we're going to talk about when your child does go through separation anxiety, or a child you are working with, or your niece or nephew, what you can do. So let's go ahead and get to it. Let's go ahead and talk about separation anxiety. Separation anxiety is just what it sounds like. So when a baby or a toddler becomes distressed from separating from their parent or caregiver, it typically occurs around really about 8 months, somewhere in that 8 to 10 months range. Although it can begin as early as 4 to 5 months. It really just depends on the baby. So it usually peaks somewhere in that 12 to 18 month range, or maybe even 10 to 18 month range, and can last up until 3 years, and for some children a little bit longer. There are 3 different stages of separation anxiety. First is the protest, so just like it sounds, protesting that they don't want their parent to leave. They want them to stay. They're going to do whatever they can to make that known. And then despair. It's like this sadness, this sorrow sets in, and they are sad. And then detachment. Usually what happens is, in a short period of time, hopefully, the child will recover and realize that they are okay, that they are safe, they are loved. What are some of the signs that your child may be beginning to go through separation anxiety? They may start to become more clingy with you. They may start to be a little bit more resistant at bedtime, so wanting you to be there. And they also may start doing some night waking, and they also may start to develop a fear around strangers. One reason your child goes through separation anxiety is because they have not yet developed the concept of object permanence. Object permanence is understanding that even though you can't see an object or a person, it still exists. So that is one reason why playing peekaboo with our children is so important. Other ways to help develop the concept of object permanence are through flap books. That's one reason why you may see so many different flap books or peekaboo books. It's also to help develop that skill of object permanence. Understanding again that even though I can't see it, it still exists. And other ways that you can help with the skill of object permanence is by partially hiding objects, maybe underneath a pillow or a blanket, and then moving to fully hiding the object underneath the pillow or a blanket. It can be so challenging when your child is going through separation anxiety. It can certainly stir up a lot of emotions, and at the top is guilt. It's so hard to look back and to see your child in such emotional upheaval with those big tears rolling down their cheeks and maybe calling out for mama or dada. And it is just absolutely heart-wrenching. So just know I am here to help. I am here to offer strategies. I have been doing this for many years, and I know these strategies work because I have helped hundreds, and I'm not kidding, hundreds of families, and I know they work. So families have come back and said, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing. These are, great strategies, and when we implemented them and we were consistent, they worked." So it's truly up to you. I will give them to you, but it is, all on you to put them into action. So number one is telling your children, even if they're babies, what is going to happen. So telling them, the routine. I call it warnings of transition. So just think about when there's a transition, when there's a change, you're going to talk to them about it. You're going to be a little bit repetitive. Tell them, 3, 4, 5 times what's going to happen. Mommy's, going to go, you're going to go to Nana's or wherever, and then mommy comes back and we'll play. So make sure that you're giving lots of warnings of transitions, okay? So predictability creates safety and security. You want to be predictable. You want your word to be gold, okay? Your word is gold. So just think about that. And then again, predictability creates safety and security. You're going to hear me say that a couple more times. Very important. Then you want your goodbye to be a ritual. So create a ritual around your goodbye routines. Very important. Again, it's predictable. You want your goodbyes to be short. You don't want them to be long, drawn out, like, oh, we're, just doing all these other things, and then you just draw out the goodbye, and then it makes it harder and harder. You want it to be predictable because it creates safety and security, right? And then you want to have a, your own little routine or ritual around the goodbye. So maybe it's something like high five, kiss, kiss, and hug, right? And then something like that. Bye-bye, mommy always comes back, or daddy always comes back. Something like that. For my son and I, it was making up songs. I made up lots and lots of songs for lots of different reasons, whether it was sleep time or goodbyes. I made up songs for him. So I will share the song that I used with him. You're more than welcome to use it. In fact, it would make me very happy. So you can definitely put it in the comment section if you do use it. I would love to know. But it goes like this. It's time to say bye-bye. It's time to say bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye. I'll see you real soon. It's time to say bye-bye. It's time to say bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye. I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye. Mwah, mwah. Mommy loves you, and mommy always comes back. Bye. And then I would leave. And that was it. So that will help. Again, predictability creates safety and security. And then you want to make sure if you are having a new caregiver, babysitter, nanny, that you keep it as consistent as possible, especially during this time of, separation anxiety. You really want to create, routines within who is caring for your child as well. So if you do bring in a new babysitter, just, keep in mind, like, it might be a good idea to have them come around a few times before just leaving your child with them. So just a little something to think about. And then also, the other strategy that I can't really emphasize enough is the peekaboo. It is so incredibly important to help develop that object permanence, to help really understand that concept of, even though I can't see mommy or I can't see daddy, I know that they are still there, right? So that is why we do play peekaboo with our children, is to really help develop that object permanence. So you can start with peekaboo with your hands, then you can move to a blanket, and then you can move to maybe hiding behind the couch or hiding behind the chair and popping up. You can move to behind a door, and you can also move to like outside of the house. So maybe being in front of the, behind the front door, or if you live in an apartment or something, then going outside and, just knocking a little bit and then coming in and working on peekaboo that way. So I've used that strategy for many, many, many children that I have worked with that have had a really hard time with separation anxiety. I can tell you it works. It truly does. So, and you just want to make sure that you're giving warnings like, mommy's going outside, but I'm going to come back. We're going to play peekaboo. This is going to be fun. So do things like that. You can also work on hiding objects, right? Hiding objects, like I said, under blankets, under pillows. And that's another fun way to build on the object permanence. Also, I love the flat books, and those are great too to help develop that skill. So these are the strategies that I had to share, or that I have to share with you today. And I hope that this was helpful for you. Thank you all for joining, and thank you again for showing up for your child in this capacity to learn more about their development and maybe learn, some new tricks. So the fact that you are here is just a lovely gift. So always remember that. And if you do have any questions or any comments or anything that you're just curious about, put it in the comment section, and I will do my best to create content around that. So just remember to take good care of yourselves, and always remember, love is greater than fear. Take care. Bye.